what is the topic this week?
So the take is mastered ultra instinct is worse than the tingly back. So we all know the Universe 6 Saiyans basically cheated Super Saiyan. They get a tingly back feeling and they achieve Super Saiyan, and that's it. And that infuriated everybody. Basically, Kaba explained how to get Super Saiyan to Cauliflower. And basically, this person, they basically feel that a series protagonist achieved the incomplete version of the form, aka Ultra Instinct, and perfected it in under an hour. So the red user finds the quick mastery too far-fetched and claims the mastered Ultra English should be an end-of-series form. They've got a point, but saying it's worse than Tingly Back makes it a very unpopular opinion.
That is true, and I guess to speak first, I disagree, but also agree. Like I don't think it's definitely not worse than the tingly back transformation. Definitely not. But I do agree with them in the fact that yeah, maybe he did master it way too quickly, and I agree that it should be an end of series form. Like they build up to Ultra Instinct, and he finally achieves it. And yes, it's not perfect the first time, and that could have been it. That could have been it for Super. You know, he didn't need to master it then. I guess they were doing it just because they didn't know if Dragon Ball would continue, which fair enough. But also, yeah, why have an unmastered form and a mastered form? Either just do one or the other. You know, they could have dove into it a bit more with maybe Goku uh, becoming Ultra Instinct a few more times at least, practicing it before just doing it once, and then the second time it's like, right, I get it now, and yep, I can do it. I'm Ultra Instinct. Look at me. You're not gonna hit me, and that's kind of it. But yeah, I think this guy's got a point. I think it should have been an end of series form, which it kind of was in a way, but they should have definitely held off a bit. It was too rushed. Definitely, I completely agree with that. It was definitely way too rushed. But is it worse than Tingly Back? No, not at all. Tingly Back is the worst Super Saiyan transformation ever. Even Goten, even though he achieves it off screen, and then it's just like, yeah, I've been training, I can do it. I'm the young Super Saiyan, but it's like, okay, fine, we didn't see it, but there you go. But Tingly Back to become Super Saiyan, it's like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it should work. It looks stupid as well. Like the whole thing where it should, like, I get that they need a way to show the Tingly Back, and they did it with like the purple and green blobs. But it looks stupid. Like it's completely stupid. They could have done something else instead. They definitely could have found a better way to describe it instead of just focus all the anger into your back or feel them tingles, and you can transform, because canonically it's not true.
Yeah.
That didn't happen to Goku, that didn't happen to Vegeta, that didn't happen to Gohan. It's like they all fought for it. They didn't just feel the tingles in the back. That's not what happened. So it doesn't make sense. So no, I don't agree that Ultra Instinct is worse, but I do agree that it should have been a better form. They should have thought about Ultra Instinct more. Anyway, what do you think?
I think I will definitely agree that there is arguably it's one of the worst decisions they've made within Dragon Ball. I will never forgive them for it.
Mm.
I remember it basically got a similar response to when in Star Wars when they started seeing midichlorians for the Force. And people just thought scientific. I know you're not a huge Star Wars fan, but
Don't know Star Wars.
it's like you just basically took the Force and you made it scientific. It's like people don't want that. But yeah, I mean, I really liked Ultra Instinct because they built it up back from Battle of the Gods. The
Mm.
first time Beerus finds Goku and Goku goes to attack, he stops. And a lot of people seem to think that's the first time he ever got that instinctual feeling that something wasn't quite right and I should trust my instincts,
Mm.
Ultra Instinct. rather than just looking to fight, because Beerus even congratulates him by basically saying, "I would have ruined your day."
Yeah.
um, and you can see him slowly building up to it, and it is very interesting. It shouldn't have been mastered, definitely not, and it was used as a crutch throughout the Tournament of Power. He beats Jiren, and then he gets that weird back exploding thing where it suddenly just stops supporting him and he can't use it. So just at the final moment, he loses it, and it's like, oh well, okay. He's getting whooped by Kefla, and then he just goes, oh, actually, I can do it. Add on, there we go, and he whoops her again. Although I shouldn't talk too badly of that moment because it's my favorite finisher in the entirety of Dragon Ball. That's Tony Hawk's skate when with the Kamehameha Blaster to eliminate them. Brilliant. But yes, Ultra Instinct, it was way too quick. Like, you've got gods who struggle with it, and he manages it. Like, it's made to be this huge thing. Like, angels are constantly in it, but angels are a top tier. And you've got gods of destruction who struggle with it and everything like that. And now you've basically said that if he's mastered it, then he's better than a lot of the gods. And it's like, really?
Yeah, maybe
I'm very, very glad that in the Broly movie they didn't use it.
Yeah, maybe they should have like had Goku make a mistake the first time he used it. Because I guess he wasn't in the form for too long the first time and he didn't master it, but he didn't really make any mistakes. He was still dodging attacks, he was still basically just standing still dodging attacks and fighting and being pretty fine with it. It would have been good to see some progression because the Mastered Ultra Instinct was just the same thing again. Like, there was no difference. He didn't improve. It's just, okay, I've mastered it now. I can hold the form longer. And that was kind of it. They should have shown some mistakes. More times having the form, definitely.
I think as well they should maybe have built up to it more in series. Much like me mentioning when they met up with Beerus, maybe seeing a bit more of it. I mean, he's focused loads on getting Super Saiyan Blue and everything like that, and fair enough, we saw a build up. Yeah, it was pretty easy by the time they get it, but at least you saw some form of training. In terms of the tingly back, we saw Kaba get it for legitimate reasons. Vegeta trained, like, showed him, like, Vegeta knows where you get that from, and he knew what to do to make him achieve that as a Saiyan. He understood it, and they developed a cool relationship. I like their relationship. I found it very interesting. But every time we've seen someone do the transformation, it's been powerful. So obviously you've got Goku, you've got Trunks. Trunks in his future arc is brilliant. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Trunks, but when he finds Gohan lying down, face down in the rain, like, and he transforms, very powerful scene. Very much like that scene. Everybody has their true moment of how they've achieved it, and it means something. And even Kaba, he deserved that, I think. Yeah, he did do it quite quickly, but he's very protective of his home world. He had someone who was going to destroy it. He needed to stop that. So, yeah, I would say it's a bit easy, but it made sense. And then he went and explained it to the other Saiyans.
Yeah.
He literally just went and explained it. You can't explain Super Saiyan to somebody. That's
It's
insane.
true. It doesn't make, because it's like, it's just saying that anyone can do it, which the whole thing, if you go back to the Saiyan saga, well, the Frieza saga, I guess, is that it's the legendary Super Saiyan. There's not many of them, if any at all. Before that point, there was none really. It was rumored, it was like a legend. Is it true, is it not true? And Goku and Vegeta worked for it hard. But now it's just like, you just tense your back a little bit, and that's how you get it.
And I mean, Frieza was actually scared of the Saiyans because of the Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something Frieza, and back then Frieza was evil Space Napoleon that was the most powerful, all powerful back then. And
still is.
Well, yeah, definitely, actually, yeah, true. And for him to fear them shows that it's something meaningful.
Hmm.
And if you're telling me that Saiyans never tensed their back in the however many 100 years since arguably Bardock did it, obviously that's not canon,
Yeah.
but but you know what I mean. Like since all the time since I can't remember the guy's name who did it originally.
No, but like
But
there was generations of Saiyans, and
yeah,
Saiyans were known as like the warrior race. They went around conquering planets. That's what their job was. And you're telling me that, because they go out in groups to conquer these planets. You're telling me that none of them lost a close friend and transformed through agony and despair on a random
yeah,
planet? Like, of course, other Saiyans, the same thing that happened with Krillin and Goku would have happened to different Saiyans, and none of them transformed. It's not easy. It's not an easy
yeah.
transformation, and they've made it easy. And I guess that's what Dragon Ball is, though. All past transformations don't matter anymore. They're worthless, they don't do much, which is why you never see anyone just going Super Saiyan, really. It's like, okay, straight to blue now, or straight to Ultra Instinct, or whatever
Like
now.
I think it was good what they did with Goku throughout the Tournament of Power, where they changed his, and they actually referenced it. They talked about it in the bleachers, I suppose you can call it, in the benches,
Hmm.
where Goku was managing his power, like when he was fighting the Universe Six Saiyans, he was dancing between Red God and Super Saiyan 2, and just he was only doing enough so they could get his power back because he was worn out. I like that.
Yeah.
But bearing that in mind, that made Super Saiyan 3 redundant.
Hmm.
Super Saiyan 3 is a redundant power.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, like there was purposes. There's still purposes for Super Saiyan 2 and everything like that, like energy saving. They demonstrated that in the most recent arc, not including Broly. So it still means something,
Hmm.
whereas 3 is just pointless.
Yeah.
It's like the bulk up version of that you can do of Super Saiyan. It's like Trunks did that against Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and he only did it to get headbutt him. I think it was when they were training in the Goku Black.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, little arc. Like he baited him. Like
Hmm.
that's literally the only time you've seen it since the Cell saga.
Yeah, it's a waste of
It's
time.
just pointless little transformations that don't mean anything.
Hmm.
And I think the tingly back is a slap in the face to every Super Saiyan transformation prior.
Hmm.
It's not earned, and I think Kaba was the last one to earn it
Yeah.
by some capacity. It's still not the best, but at least you got something out of it in the long term, which is the relationship between Vegeta and Kaba, which can still develop. And I would like to see more of that.
Hmm.
I would actually like to see Vegeta go to
The
I can't remember the
universe,
name.
the
Yeah,
Kaba's universe. Check out all them
yeah,
Saiyans. Yeah.
to actually meet that the king.
Yeah.
That was actually a promise that was made.
Hmm.
Um, that he has to Kappa's gonna have to introduce him sometime.
Hmm.
Um, and like it was the reason why he made that speech in the bleachers to Goku as he was losing at Belmont, basically saying like all you're doing is running your mouth, and he's saying you must keep my wish, Kakarot. Like you must fulfill my promise, everything like that.
Yeah.
Like he made a promise to Kaba, and it means something, and I like that, and all that's off the back of Kaba's transformation. Um, but yeah, I don't agree with this take. I think I agree with half of it.
Hmm.
I think Ultra Instinct is unearned, much like the tingling back, but it's definitely not worse.
Yeah, and I agree with that as well. I think Ultra Instinct, they should have done more with it, or show him struggle with it more instead of just doing it once and then be like, okay, I can master it now. But is it worse than Tingly Back? Definitely not. And we're in agreement there.